And so we wrote the Great Barrington Declaration, me, Martin Kulldorff, and Sunetra Gupta. We wrote it because we wanted to tell the public that there was not a scientific consensus in favor of the lockdowns. There were a lot of scientists who disagreed with the public health authorities that were saying that there was a scientific consensus. They were essentially the public health authorities like Tony Fauci were lying to the public, saying that if you disagreed with lockdowns, you weren't a scientist, essentially. Um, and we wanted to tell people that there was that there was another way, and B, there were a tremendous number of scientists and doctors who disagreed with the lockdowns that supported this other way in favor of focused protection of vulnerable older people. And that's why we wrote it. I mean, to say how surprised I was by how its reception, both on the positive and negative side, it's just I can't do justice to it. I mean, within days of writing it, almost 1 million people had signed it, tens of thousands of doctors, uh, epidemiologists and scientists around the world had signed it. We've got press, I think, literally everywhere. I know it felt like we were the central news story for a week. And That was on the positive side. 40 from 40 different countries, people sent us translations of the thing. I mean, just that'll
I
never
remember
happen in my
seeing
life.
it in Canada and seeing it for the first time and thinking, okay, good. The lockdowns will be over now. Like they figured it out.
But then on the flip side, there were like death threats from people that were like very COVID crazy. But also from the official sources, like the public health officials, they mischaracterized it and demonized us. I mean, I kept seeing reports in the press saying I wanted to let the virus rip. That was a lie. The words "let it rip" does not appear in the Great Barrington Declaration because we didn't want to let the virus rip. We wanted to protect vulnerable older people. And those words were in the mouth of people like Tony Fauci. In Canada, the CBC ran some propaganda thing where they had three opponents of the Great Barrington Declaration go around and talk about how we were right wing funded, and which I took no money